Nicholas, how are you this morning?
Hey, fantastic.
What did you have? This is the day after Thanksgiving, a big American holiday. What did you have for dinner last night?
Well, we were just celebrating the fact that I became American a couple of weeks ago, but I had a Brazilian dish, so I don't know if that really counts.
A Brazilian dish for dinner?
I know.
I'm married to an beautiful Italian woman, and it is a feast. It is my favorite day of the year. We have an Italian meal, then we have a break, and then we have a big turkey dinner. It is the most amazing dinner you could have. So it's a combination of an Italian and an American style dynamic, but a little different than the Brazilian that you had.
Yeah. Actually, all my neighbor, they have this big tank outside where they boiling the turkey.
Deep frying the turkey. Oh yeah.
Fry the turkey. That's so weird to me. Anyway.
It is a little different.
All right, let's go. Hello and welcome to another episode of the VCommerce Show. This is episode number six. And today is a special day. We are Black Friday. We are at the middle of the holidays, the biggest shopping holiday of the year. We're so excited to be here. My name is Nico. I am the co-founder of eStreamly, shoppable live stream and video, and I'm joined with my great friend, great talent, great personality, Matt from E6 Marketing, the company that can bring you to QVC and HSN. How are you, Matt?
Hello, Nicholas. It's an amazing day. It's Black Friday, the biggest shopping day of the year. I'm excited to be here. But before we get started, only our sixth episode. Let me tell you a little bit about our show. It's called the VCommerce Show. It's a live chat show discussing today's hot topics related to video commerce. Video commerce is the storytelling platform that was created over 40 years ago with DRTV, HSN, and QVC, and has evolved into engaging direct response commerce through television or your computer, tablet, phone, almost anything, any dynamic. So at its best, we hope this show will be fun, a little entertaining, maybe you laugh a little bit, certainly learn something from us and from the world of video commerce, and see where you can go forward in this business conversation. So Nicholas, let's get started.
Yeah, before we actually start with the topic that we want to bring on, the first thing I want to say hi to the audience that have been listening, all the listeners. Some of us have asked, like, how do I follow you? So there's really no great way because we're doing this on LinkedIn Live as well as on Twitter and on Facebook. But if you want to follow us, the best way might be to go to the Live e-commerce podcast and then subscribe there. We will actually post every episode. We are posting every episode on Friday. Otherwise, just follow Matt, just for myself on LinkedIn, and you're going to get a reminder when the show is on. The other thing I want to mention, obviously, hello, audience. If you're here, I see we are live. I see we got a couple viewers here. If you want to say hi, tell us where you're coming from. We would love to hear from you. So, Matt, what's the first news of the week for you?
Well, Nicholas, as I said, the turkey dinner is kind of Americana. It's a big thing on Thanksgiving here in the United States. It's an amazing weekend of family and food and football. American football is a big deal this weekend. I watched a lot of football yesterday, 3 different games, NFL games, watched college basketball yesterday. But today, the big story for me is Amazon is broadcasting the very first NFL football game on Black Friday. Amazon has had a deal, or not Amazon, the NFL has had a deal that they can't broadcast or they don't have games on Black Friday. So not to take away from college football and high school football, which is a big deal in the U.S., high school and college football here on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. They're paying $100 million to the NFL today to broadcast the Dolphins and the Jets, and the game's on at 3 p.m. Eastern on Amazon Prime. So $100 million for one single game, which sounds outrageous. But why are they doing this? I think it's amazing. The average viewership for Thanksgiving Day in the NFL, which was yesterday, I'm not counting yesterday's stats, but the average viewership is 33.5 million viewers for the football game for the NFL. The NBA Christmas Day, which is the NBA's biggest game or biggest day of the year, is averaging 4.27 million. So the NFL crushes any other league on these holidays, right? So now the NFL is trying to get into Black Friday with Amazon. So Amazon paid the league $100 million. So how are they going to make up this money? They're doubling their ad revenue. So they, as you know, they do Thursday night football. So they've done Thursday night football. This is their second season. Their ad revenue is usually they make $440,000 every 30 seconds for a commercial. $440,000. Today, they're going to make $880,000 per 30-second spot.
Wow.
So that's just one step. Then the next evolution is they're going to have direct commercials for Prime members and non-Prime members. So they've got multiple metrics and multiple technology to directly go after the consumer by if you're a Prime member or a non-Prime member. So they've got target audience ads that are going to run. I think it's an amazing dynamic. Depending on if it's Prime or not, what you see, how you see it, and obviously they're going to have probably click, QR codes and things like that. It's the way of the world, but the Amazon and Apple are getting into the sports media business, and it's an amazing thing to watch.
They are dominating, right? It's not Jeff Bezos that was saying the more you watch movie, the more you buy shoe or something like that, right? When with the reason why he was justifying the Prime moving into getting into movies and getting into shows and all that. It's crazy, right? I think the Prime members significantly outspend the non-Prime members, and at the end of the day, that's kind of where it comes down. And as the ad is now playing a big part of the income on the Amazon, I can see that to be really an interesting dynamic for sure.
And you're going to be able to place, you see a commercial and you could place the product in your cart watching the game today. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see how they do it. How the whole dynamic works.
Retail media, baby. That's kind of that's really interesting. Like retail media, should shoot a video and when you see one of those, and then we'll put it on the next show for next week. That would be. I
will.
Interesting. All right, my news of the week is I will say some sort of unfortunate news. Kind of. Shopify last week was down for they experienced a global outage for 45 minutes. And what happened is they actually were publishing, they were, making an update on the technology, on the platform. And then they, when they made their updates, something slipped. And then one of the database was named incorrectly. And so the time they found the bug and fixed the bug, nothing major, but still 45 minutes a week before the holidays. And, they say, no big deal, but for a lot of e-com people, it was a big deal. And so I just wanted to mention that. Obviously, Shopify is a dominating player in the US market, but you and I in preparation for the show, we were like, okay, who is the dominating e-com place globally? And do you know that, Matt?
I assumed it was Shopify.
Yeah, and it's actually not. It's actually not Shopify. Shopify in the US market about 26% market share, and they are in the leading pack. But globally, WooCommerce is at least from what the data I got is the number one with 65% market share, which sounds astonishing. Very interestingly, us working, we are integrated with WooCommerce, but I will say I think we have one WooCommerce customer, and it's a very it's not very common to find WooCommerce customers. So very surprised when I saw that they were owning 65% market share.
In my world at QVC, we use Commerce Hub, which is another form of Shopify, and it basically it has the technology to take the orders directly from the vendor or from the website and kick out the customer address, literally print it out, so then the vendor puts the label on the box before it ships out. So Shopify or Commerce Hub or WooCommerce, there are many players in the market. Being down for 45 minutes is a big deal.
It's
like
a big
I've
deal,
told you
right?
before, like in my world, it's dollars per minute, and every minute counts.
Absolutely.
If you can't take orders for 45 minutes, that's a big, big deal.
Well, I mean, if you just think that the latest data for e-com for 2023, we will end up the year at 1.1 trillion of global sales, right? For the US market, So if Shopify is 26% of that sales, that's a lot of dollars that have been kind of lost, maybe, or maybe put down further and down the line. But still, it sounds like it's really big numbers to me.
Well, to that point, we talk about this is the biggest shopping weekend of the year. I think you should be doing most of your holiday shopping this weekend, and I think most of America does, because the deals are just amazing. Vendors are taking hits this weekend just to make the numbers. So it's a volume versus dollar game. But like QVC and HSN, they've got some huge deals. QVC is offering free shipping and handling all weekend. Free shipping and handling. That is a big deal at QVC. I know obviously at Amazon, when you have that Prime membership, you get free shipping. That shipping is a multi-trillion-dollar dynamic. So QVC doesn't do it all the time. They're very strategic in how they do it, when they do it, to keep their customer on their toes. They don't really advertise it or announce it before the event days, because otherwise you'd wait only for free shipping and handling events to shop. So they want you to shop all the time. But this weekend is all free shipping and handling. They've got the biggest names out there: Dyson and Keurig and HP Computers, not to mention the smaller vendors. So it's a big weekend.
I'm curious: are those shipping sponsored by QVC, or the brands are offering free shipping to the brand? I'm curious to see the dynamic, because I'm hearing on the back of my ear that with all the promotion and all the discount going on at TikTok, for instance, TikTok is the one paying. As a matter of fact, there was a report recently saying that over $500 million is what TikTok is willing to offer to conquer the US market by 2028. So that's the pocket of money they're willing to lose to actually conquer the US shopper. And what I've been hearing from brand is that TikTok is actually sponsoring for some of those deals, not all of those deals. So I'm curious if QVC has a similar dynamic there.
That's a great question. So I think they strategically look at the biggest brands on the day, whatever day that they're having these events, and that brand covers their brand's shipping and handling. So today's a Dyson hair dryer, like a $480 Dyson hair dryer, very expensive hair dryer, but like apparently the best hair dryer in the world. Dyson's flipping the bill for the Dyson product shipping and handling today. But then they have, other than small vendors also contributing for a product or two or three on the day, QVC is flipping the bill for all the shipping and handling today. Then tomorrow, whatever the big product is, same thing. A brand will take up a portion of the percentage of the shipping and handling, but not completely all of it. So to your point, where TikTok's taking a kind of a hit on that, QVC is taking a hit as well.
Yeah, and as Jennifer is saying, it's really what we see is that the sales are no longer just on Black Friday or Cyber Monday. They're really extending the period to much longer. As a matter of fact, there was an article recently on a couple of retail news saying that this is becoming a big problem for major retailers, because they have to extend more and more their discount period, and that's hitting margins. So in a period where you have economic uncertainties and challenges, even though retail is up, it's still something that people are concerned about. So
agreed. And last week we kind of talked on it, and I know you've got a topic about this, but Easy Pay and Flex Pay and Pay Now, Pay Later, QVC and HSN are doing that this weekend as well. When you delay those payments over time, that helps the consumer make that impulse purchase just as much as the free shipping and handling.
Yeah, speaking of buy now, pay later, this is my latest news for the weekend. It's about this company that everyone is know about, Color. And they just reported their latest numbers. And what's amazing to me with their buy now pay later, sorry, this is not call out, this is Affirm. Sorry, I made a mistake here. They witnessed a 28% growth year over year and reaching 5.6 billion year over year of sales. And they also not only increase revenue, but it's also increased their bottom line. So what's interesting with this whole story to me is that we talked this a bit about that last week, is that company like Affirm and some others, they are actually writing you a new loan for your buy now pay later. So this is not on top of your credit card. And we were talking about this. Right now, all the credit cards are maxed out for a lot of people. Typically, the consumer that will take those buy now pay later are more on the lower, I will say, a lower credit type consumers. And so actually it's going to be, I'm hoping it's not going to be too much of a sort of appeal when in January all those additional payments are going to be due. That is somewhat concerning to some extent. So it's good for business, it's good for commerce and merchants, but for the consumer standpoint, those buy now pay later are starting to represent a big chunk of the economy, and just there's a part of me that's a little bit conflicting about this.
Yeah, well, that's why in our world we always talk about February being such a slow month. February, because after 2 months after the holidays, that's when the credit card kicks in with what you bought over the Christmas and holiday period. So February is always a slower consumer month in spending. I guess March being the same thing. But it's an easier thing to digest. Of course, the consumer has to be conscious of the dollars you're spending regardless. But when you break it up over 5 payments and each payment is $12 or $15 each, that's a lot easier to digest than
Absolutely.
the whole big the payout. So the buy now pay later has always worked at QVC, and you mentioned that before, where the lower income people work or use it more readily than maybe a higher income consumer. In our world, it's just a common practice, even with the higher, the women and men that have higher incomes. Just breaking the payment up is just easier to digest.
Yeah.
And if you're not paying interest on it, I think it's become just so commonplace that it's smart for e-com businesses to offer that dynamic. Not everyone can, but I think from a business standpoint, it's a much smaller, and depending on your average ticket price, how much product, how much you're shopping for, or what you're spending or what you're selling, like your average selling price, the easy pay or the flex pay or the buy now pay later dynamic, it just makes it easier to digest.
One thing that is very interesting to me is that for the listeners and the people that are on the live, maybe you have had a chance to travel abroad, and if you go to South America, there's no one store that does not, like physical store that does not offer like a buy now pay later. It's like everywhere, everyone is putting their pay free time, no additional cost or something. It's a very democratized practices, right? And it's we don't see that yet on the retail. I mean, like very few retail are doing that. It's mostly e-com, but I would anticipate that those practices are going also to eat retail very soon.
I agree.
So do you have a special shout out for us today?
Yeah, last week I made a mistake. I'm thinking that our friend Melissa Dixon was on today. She's on next week, which makes sense. Melissa Dixon's going to be here. She's the head of content at VCommerce. She's going to break down this entire weekend for us, the winners and the losers, and how everything went on the e-commerce side and the retail side. I am very, very excited to talk to her and hear what she has to say about this weekend.
Yeah, because VCommerce, even though, compared market share wise, they're not like a huge player, they still have thousands of retailers transacting on their platform. They're, if you listen to the podcast, the live e-commerce podcast, we had her actually coming on the pod this week, and it was just public on Tuesday. And she was talking that their sweet spot from term of consumers and like brands is folks that are in the 20, 200 million range of e-com. So those are not like small e-com. Those are real e-com that are moving volumes. So we're going to have a really interesting understanding of what's going on in the market. That's going to be fascinating. And she has obviously global visibility, so it will be very interesting to see. My special shout out for this weekend is we have something going on happening on Cyber Monday on the Extremely website. So if you guys are interested to get to diving into the live e-commerce and do it yourself, obviously I want a great software to do that. Go check the website, extremely.com. There will be a little surprise for you there. I won't say more.
Teaser. You're not gonna tell us what it is?
Well, I mean, like Cyber Monday, like think about it. Like where could that be?
All right.
All right. That's amazing. Well, for the listeners, we had a couple people saying like, where can we follow? So I just want to remind you, if you want to follow us, you can follow us by following myself or Matt directly on LinkedIn, or you can just go to the Live E-commerce podcast. We are also publishing this pod directly there. Thanks everyone for being here. Thank you to Jennifer for sharing your insight and your comment today. We really appreciate that. We love to hear from our audience. And Matt, it's been incredible. Like the audience is growing by the day. We have tons of feedback. People love. I won't say they love the show, but they say they like it so far. So I'm super excited to keep that going and look forward to the next episodes.
Excellent, Nicolas. I'm excited. I'm excited for next week. I'm excited for this weekend and everything that happens and goes on with all of our e-commerce friends and family.
All right. Go shopping, everyone.
Have a great weekend.